Okay, so we're here in the Banfield Community Orchard, and in lieu of a pruning workshop this year, we're going to do a video. So I'm Tayler from Hatchet Seed, and this video is for the Vic West Food Security Collective. Okay, so we're looking at a Gravenstein apple tree, and we're going to talk about pruning it and thinking about shaping and different styles. So this one's kind of a tall spindle, Christmas tree style, mostly central leader. You can see the main trunk I'll point to goes all the way up, and for the most part we just have scaffolds of branches coming off of that. And you can see the general shape here is that sort of pyramid style, almost like a Christmas tree up to the top. That style works awesome for a small space, and that's what we're going to show you in this video. Okay, so with that Christmas tree style, you're more or less looking to create kind of a grid of branches coming out, and you're typically looking for 2 or 3 scaffolds coming up the tree. So 1, 2, 3. So if we look at this tree, it's probably time this year to do some thinning cuts. It's got nice open structure, but we're getting a bit of crossing branches and congestion in here. So I might start with this one right here. We can see this branch. It's coming over and crossing underneath this branch here. And it's not really adding much new wood, and it's getting really close to this branch here. So we might thin that one off right in here with a saw, and that's called a thinning cut, when you just remove a branch right off the tree. Because I can hold this branch, I don't need to do the 3-cut method. So I'm going to stay in this kind of half of the tree and work that side. So just again looking for more crossing branches. This is coming over. Prune to a weak leader here and just create some space in there, and there's fruit buds here, here, and here, so that's okay. Here we've got a fruit bud that can get a little bit of afternoon light in there, so I'm going to keep that. If we come up this direction, I'd like to create more air between this set of branches and this one, so probably heading back right to here to this weak leader will work well. In here, this is all kind of coming together. I think I'm going to make some thinning cuts here. So that I'll head back, create a bit more space in here. It's a bit congested in here, so we're going to open things up a little bit. Here I'm pruning back to just fruit buds to develop some spurs in this space. Same with this, it's coming over. I'm leaving just fruit buds there. Here's a branch that could come right out. It's really just coming. We have big branches right here. Anything that's coming into the center we want to move. So another great technique for pruning and training fruit trees is to actually use tree ties and tie things back. So that can reduce the amount of pruning you need to do. So here we're trying to get the lower branches coming out farther to get that pyramidal Christmas tree style. And so I'm going to put some little metal stakes in the ground, which you can even use sticks in the short term. And then you can use either a recycled inner tube or a tree tie like this. And we can tie down the branches. And if you do this right from the start of pruning your tree, you can actually reduce a lot of your pruning just by getting things right in the right place from day one. So let's see, something like that. I may also make a heading cut here, shorten that branch a little bit. So now that's out here getting lots of light. And then we have this one here that is coming up into the second scaffold you can see here. And we want to create lots of space in here. So I'm going to tie this one down as well. Don't girdle the tree by tying it too tight, but you can get it in there, wrap it right around. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is with every cut I make right now, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to shoot in summer. Okay, so here we have a 1-year-old piece of wood here. Now a heading cut would be making a cut anywhere in this area here. And the advantage of a heading cut is that you're going to get branching happening out of the sort of 2 or 3 vegetative buds below it. So if I make a heading cut somewhere up near the tip, I'm going to get branching coming out of there, and it's not going to be very vigorous because the tree's already pumped all that sap all the way up here. Now if I make a heading cut down here where it's thicker wood, that tree is going to be expecting to send more energy up, and you're going to get actually more vigorous shoots coming out of those buds. So when you make a heading cut, you get to decide, do you want it to be kind of minimal shoots happening up here, or if you prune down here, you're going to get kind of more vigorous shoots. So in this case, this is going up into an area where it's got lots of room. I'm probably going to make it middle of the ground here, right there, and then we'll get branching and some fruit happening down here. Got to pick a leader here. We've got 2 kind of main leaders. Might make a thinning cut. Don't really need that leader. These I'm going to prune back in the hopes that after some summer pruning, those will shoot shoots this year. But then if we prune those off in summer, these will all start to form flower buds and fruit buds. So that's what we'll try to do with these. So I think we're more or less done pruning this tree. There's always more you can do, but you never want to take off more than 1/3. That's one rule. And yeah, as you can see, we have that Christmas tree style triangle from the lower branches being sort of farther out up to the top. We've done some thinning in between the major branches, like in here. You want to have good airflow in there. We've done some thinning. In fact, I'll make one more in here. So we have airflow in here, good airflow through there. I might make a couple little thinning cuts here. But yeah, you're starting to see a tree that has good shape and good airflow. So the next thing we would do is come back again in summertime, usually in July or August, and we would do summer pruning then. Summer pruning is really important on these small trees because as you can see, it's pretty much as big as this tree needs to be. We're trying to keep it relatively small in that form. And so what's going to happen is we're going to get shoots everywhere we've made a cut this year, unless we've pruned to kind of weak leaders here. You're going to get shoots happening, like say on this cut, coming up in here. And what I would do is come back in July or August and just prune those back to 2 or 3 buds, and that'll form a fruit flower bud in that area for the following year. So summer pruning is a way that you can very rapidly turn vegetative growth. If you head that back in summer, you can turn that into fruiting wood. It's a really good tool on trees like this where at this point you're just trying to restrict its form.